I was watching some stories on Instagram and I came across, I believe it was Little Mountain Ranch, had posted about this homesteading family on YouTube, the Needy Homestead.
K-N-E-A-D-Y, needy as in kneading bread.
And that their tragic, very tragic story and what happened. And on February 13th, they, as a family, were going out for a Valentine's dinner. And afterwards, they were hit head-on by a drunk driver. And the father was killed. And the mother and Heather and her two children were severely injured. And it's just a very, very, very tragic and horrible story. And my heart just went out to them so much because I can't even imagine something so horrific happening. And so I shared it with Justin.
He managed to get in his truck and drive and hit us head on. The impact killed my husband instantly. That's what his autopsy shows. So I'm hoping that he didn't suffer. But Matt, for those of you who have loved Matt, I'm so sorry.
That's when I was like, we don't even know these people.
No.
Just to put it all out there. When she told me that story, my heart was crushed because their souls, their hearts bleed. They have children, and they're close to our hearts, even though we don't know them, because, well, they're homesteaders, and they're YouTubers, and they're husbands and wives, and dads and moms. So they are many things to different people. And I think as a human, you can relate to that. And so Rebecca did notice that they were doing a GoFundMe. That's good, and that's a good way to express and help somebody. Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's anything anybody can do to help them completely. Yeah. I can't imagine. So I put myself in their shoes. What if this would have happened to me, and this were Rebecca being left? And so they had this GoFundMe, and what I'm very encouraged about was that when we saw it and caught wind of it, well, when I saw it, I don't know when Rebecca saw it, but they had wanted to raise $100,000, which, first of all, that's not enough.
It was very modest.
When you're losing the man who in this case was the sole breadwinner, literally, for them, and they love their bread, from what I can tell from skimming their YouTube channel. They've lost the winning part of the bread winner. $100,000 isn't enough. So I was encouraged when I saw that this homesteading community had already topped that.
Yeah. They've doubled it. I haven't checked it this morning, but
we had caught wind of this, but also people are emailing us and say, do you know about this? Mm-hmm. Do you want to say something about this? There are things that happen throughout, and we can't mention everything. But this seems to be one of those where the whole community is moved. Mm-hmm. And so we make this video because you guys may or may not know them. And let's just see what it does to your heart.
My children were also injured. Mason, he endured 2 broken arms. His right arm, his bone came out of his skin, and so he was the more urgent of the 2. Mina also broke 1 arm, and from the shoulder down to the wrist. She also has a huge laceration on her forehead, and she also has a whiplash and a broken clavicle, so she is in a neck brace for the next 6 to 8 weeks. They are suffering greatly emotionally.
They're now up to like, is it a
like,
$250,000?
I want to say it was 250
But still,
or 270,000, but that's still.
that's not enough. I mean,
just between like their medical bills and
living expenses.
And Heather is extreme. Like, she was very injured. I'm like, when I was reading what she had been through.
Heather's the mom, and she's still in the hospital.
Yes.
I had a pretty significant brain bleed, and they didn't know if I would be brain dead or not. And so they had to watch me very closely on how my bleed went.
She's like trying to recover as fast as she can so she can get back to her children. And just like the fact that you guys have like blessed them so immensely, so she doesn't have to, like, that's one less thing she doesn't have to worry about. Is the money. And that's so encouraging. And people are just donating what they can, and it's amazing. Like, it's amazing to see all of these donations coming in. People are leaving well wishes on the GoFundMe page, and I'm just like so blown away and so encouraged that people are responding to them. And I mean, I just don't even know how you couldn't not respond. It's just so
so we responded and made our own donation, but she spoke to it about the money. They have a lot of worries right now. I remember in the scene in Forrest Gump, it's been a while since I've watched the movie, so it might be a little wrong here, but the idea that I remember is Forrest Gump had made this huge success in the shrimping business and was basically becoming a millionaire. And I don't know if somebody brought it up or what, or he just said it, but his simple approach and response to coming into all this money, it was, I have one less thing to worry about.
I said, that's good. One less thing.
Money can be a big worry.
Yeah. Well,
but I feel like they have even bigger worries to take care of with the emotional loss and the physical injuries.
Yes.
And the trauma. That let's make money less of a worry. We can't touch the physical, we can't touch the emotional. But actually we can. Our realm of influence is the money, is a kind word. Is a sacrificial donation, a small donation, a kind note, a big donation, prayers, well wishes, whatever your heart leads. For you guys, maybe it's just an awareness and just becoming appreciative and more thankful in our lives, and making our lives count. From what I can tell, he made his life count. He's made an impact on the world that will live much longer and beyond him. So we'll leave the link down to the GoFundMe if you feel so led.
Yeah.
And at least we got our minds and our thoughts around these people in this very hard time. And once again, I'm so proud of the homestead community. So thank you to all of you guys who have already gone over there and donated and said comments, total strangers for them. What a testimony to the world this homestead community is. I think the homesteading community will rise above and make an impact on the world, not just because we're growing our own food and the environmental and the health implications of that, but because the kindness and the goodness that is this community that the world needs right now. So I guess that's why I make this video, because this needs to be headline news.
Yeah.
That something tragic has happened and an entire community of strangers have come together to help them. So thank you.
Yeah.